चालू हो गया शायद लाइव ना। नमस्ते, मैं डॉक्टर कुणाल कामठे। निरोग स्ट्रीट के इस उपक्रम में आप सबका स्वागत है। आज तक हमने 5 विषयों पे लेक्चर्स लिए हैं अबाउट द एनोरेक्टल डिसीजेस। हम आज एक अलग विषय पे लेक्चर ले रहे हैं। इट इज़ अबाउट द नॉट एग्जैक्टली एनोरेक्टल डिसीजेस बट इट कैन कंसिडर इन एनोरेक्टल डिसीजेस। इट इज़ नथिंग बट द पाइलोनिडल साइनस। हालांकि पाइलोनिडल साइनस की व्याख्या आयुर्वेद में कहीं पे दी नहीं है, बट हम इसको नाड़ी व्रण कह के उसको ट्रीट कर सकते हैं या फिर उसकी चिकित्सा हम ज़रूर कर सकते हैं। पाइलोनिडल साइनस ऐसे देखें तो इट इज़ अ सिग्निफिकेंट हेल्थ इशू फ्रॉम 18th century. In 1833, Herbert Mayo described a disease that involves a hair filled in a cyst uh, at the base of the coccyx or in the back of the in lumbar region. It was nothing but that pinonidal sinus. In 1880, Hawk coined named it as a pinonidal. First time it was named as the pilonidal. It's actually Latin word. uh, Pilus means hair and nidus means nest. During the Second World War, around the 80,000 army people of US were hospitalized due to this condition. After the study, they came to conclusion that almost were the jeep drivers. So this disease is also known as the jeep riders disease. We'll see the definition. Already we have seen it's a Latin word, pilonidal sinus. Pilus means a hair and nidus means a next. Pilonidal sinus is a short tract that extends from skin surface and most likely represents a distended hair follicle. Usually occurs in the natal cleft. ये जो पाइपलाइन जैसे ही स्ट्रक्चर रहती है, इट्स कैन बी कंसिडर और कैन बी ट्रीट as a fistula tract. It's a sinus tract only. It has generally fistula is having two openings, internal opening and external opening, but pinodal sinus tract is having only one opening. Okay, so it most commonly found in the intergluteal folds of sacrococcygeal region. Very important thing. But it can also occur in different areas of the body like chest wall, then scalp, umbilicus, etc. Some of the people may have in the this one different regions of the skin also it can happen. That is nothing but the pinodal sinus. Pinodal sinus is a common condition ranging from routine cyst, छोटी सी गांठ होती है, cyst होता है, then it converts into abscess, it may convert into chronic infection and sinus formation. So these are the different stages of the pilonidal sinus. If we see the current ratio as per today's era, in 1 lakh of population, 26 per people are suffering from pilonidal sinus. 26 cases per lakh of the population. It affects male patient more than the females. That ratio is around 4:1. Age factor is also plays an important role in pilonidal sinus. It's especially occurs in the young people or young age male patients especially. Age is about 21 to 45 years. There are some risk factors. These are not confirmative, but these are the possibilities. In such cases or in such patients or such conditions, it can occur like obesity, then sedentary lifestyle, poor hygiene in the lumbar region, then increased sweat activities, occupation like prolonged sitting, like judge, then drivers. They can or IT peoples, they are very prone to pinodal sinus, then traumas and hairy person. There are a lot of reasons, but this can be considered as the possibilities or which can very prone to the pinodal sinus disease. If we see the etiology, there is a change in thought that the origin of pinodal sinus was congenital, but now the thought has been changed, and many of scholars has been says that it is nothing but it is acquired conditions. The presence of hair in the natal cleft is considered as the primary region of pathogenesis. Very important thing. The presence of hair in the natal cleft is considered primary region for the pathogenesis. Drilling of the hair facilitate by friction of the natal cleft. These loosened hair causes foreign body reaction and leads to pit formation. It leads to cyst formation, then abscess, and pinodal sinus can produce. Pinodal sinus can be single or multiple. It depends person to person and the source of the infection, the etiological factor. Lot of things are there. There is a diagnostic tool, especially it can confirm by physical examination only, but if there is a recurrent pinodal sinus, there are the investigation we can do UHG or CT or MRI on that region. In case of the pinodal sinus, there may be a differential diagnosis. There can be some different disease can occur in that region, like the perineal abscess, then carancule like anal fistula, osteomyelitis, coccygeal sinus, and tuberculosis. So we have to take care during the diagnosis. While inspection thoroughly, we have to diagnose very well. We can diagnose like using probes also in certain cases. Likewise, we are testing the fistula. There for the pinodal sinus, nobody has been mentioned the types of the pinodal sinus, but it can consider the types or the stages according to its condition. Those are nothing but the acute, chronic, then complicated pinodal sinus, and recurrent pinodal sinus. For the signs and symptoms are very common in pinodal sinus, for basic or acute up to the recurrent one, like tenderness, feeling tenderness after the doing the physical activities, then tenderness during induration, swelling, pain or redness, sometimes suppuration, or in some patients in starting condition fever may come on and off. Likewise, if we see the part of the treatment, there is a two kinds of we can see the treatment. There is first is preventive measures, that plays a very important role in the pinodal sinus. In that, we have to take care of the local hygiene. This is the most important thing, because hair follicles are causing the pinodal sinus, so that regular shaving of that area is very important. So local hygiene plays a very important role. Then avoid prolonged sitting, then weight reduction also we can use. In doing the local hygiene, we can wash very well, we can scrub that area. Along with that, with the help of the laser treatment, we can use those creams for local application to remove the hairs, or razors also we can use. That is very important thing. In certain kinds of non-operative treatments, injection phenol and injection fibrin glue can be used. These are the nothing but the injections we can give under local anesthesia. It causes an intense inflammatory reaction which destroys the epithelium lining, so the tract can be healed very well, and there are those are having good results. For the fibrin glue or phenol, if it is in starting stage, pinodal sinus is starting stage, it is having good success rate, about 90% success rate is present. Another line of treatment for the pinodal sinus is seen, it's surgical treatments. I think so for the pinodal sinus we need to go for the surgical treatments, because it is uh, different kind of disease produced by the foreign body, like hair follicles, so it won't be cured by medicines only. So in surgical method there are a lot of treatments developed since 18th century. There are the different surgical methods are also available. If we seen as per the Ayurveda, we can think about it is nothing but the sinus tract, right? Or we can treat as a fistula tract accordingly. Lot of research is going on. Kshara Sutra treatment, many of the people, we are also doing Kshara Sutra treatment for the pilonidal sinus, which is having good success rate. Many cases we can do after diagnosis by Kshara Sutra only. After the incision in certain types, certain pilonidal sinus, we can do incision treatment, incision and drainage if pus is present in drainage. But incision or like pilonidal sinus, removal of pilonidal sinus, we can do it after the taking incision. We can apply Kshar over it. Lot of research has been going on the application of the Kshara Karma after removing the pilonidal sinus tract. Especially in Jaipur and BHU, lot of people are doing research. I think so. For the pilonidal sinus, there are very less treatment available in the Ayurveda. So there is a very scope for everyone to research and develop the good techniques for the pilonidal sinus in the Ayurveda. So pilonidal sinus is a very complicated disease. There is no any perfect treatment. So day by day, if we see the internationally also, day by day, number of surgical theories or surgical treatments are coming up. New techniques are coming because of only there is no any successful treatment available for the pilonidal sinus. So it will be my take home message for all new practitioners and all the Ayurveda students, that so as there is no specific treatment, so there is a scope for all to develop an Ayurvedic modality. आज हमने देखा है कि पाइलोडल साइनस एंड इट्स मैनेजमेंट, ऐसे देखे तो पाइलोडल साइनस में आयुर्वेदा ट्रीटमेंट वेरी लेस होते हैं, बट देयर इज अ स्टडी गोइंग ऑन, लॉट ऑफ पीपल हैज बीन डन रिसर्च for Kshara Sutra. In some people are using Vartis also in pilonidal sinus, having good success rate. So there is a good scope for the pilonidal sinus. So everybody should take this message that there is a good scope for pilonidal sinus study and we can do good development for that. Along with that pilonidal sinus, I would like to say, as it is a short period, uh, one more new disease, that is nothing but the Gudabhransha. In Ayurveda it is called as Gudabhransha, which is nothing but the prolapse of the rectum. Prolapse of the rectum. So this is nothing but the complete protrusion of the rectum or rectal canal from the anus. That is nothing but the rectal prolapse. There are different kind of rectal prolapse, like partial rectal prolapse or complete rectal prolapse. Among the rectal prolapse, lot of surgical methods are also available, like rectoplexy is available. Some people are doing from pelvis also, open from the anus also, like was many surgeries has been done. But our Kshar Karma has been showing very fantastic result in rectal prolapse, especially in partial rectal prolapse. If we do scientifically, we can see good results in the rectal prolapse also. So rectal prolapse can be treated by the Kshara Karma treatments. So I think the maximum diseases which happens in the anorectal diseases, like fissure, then Arsha, fistula in ano, and pilonidal sinus, already we have covered. The major disease is the abscess, which can produce in the anorectal region or in that region. But for that Ayurveda treatments are very less. We have to go for the surgical treatments, then after the production of the fistula in abscess, then we can go for the Ksharasutra treatment. It's a very another topic. Definitely we will discuss about that. Tomorrow we'll come with I think Kshar Karma and Kshar Sutra already we have seen during the Arsha and Fistula, but tomorrow we will take some good sessions. Uh, Doctors, Vaidyanaganas can ask, can put their messages on Facebook, so we will try to give their answers very well. So we will see tomorrow with the next topic. It will be like a question answering session. So bye bye and thank you very much.